I'm out on another cross-country hang gliding adventure with the usual suspects. This time at Mount Vaca near Vacaville. It's a cold, post-frontal, unstable day, so I looked at the SkySight weather forecast, especially this map showing Convergence lift. There is supposed to be a nice convergence line going north from launch, formed by the meeting of the coastal westerly wind and the inland easterly. We plan to fly roughly along this line. Conditions at launch look even better than promised, and cumulus clouds have been popping everywhere since 10 a.m. There are 5 hang glider pilots flying today, and this is a new site for 3 of us. This site is recommended for experienced cross-country pilots only. It faces west, but all the good landing options are over the back of the ridge to the east and require climbing out. The only bailout landing zone that can be reached without climbing is out front and is an hour-long hike away from any road. I launch first at 1 p.m. and head right to where I saw birds climbing seconds ago and get into a smooth, strong thermal right away. No need to worry about the possibility of ending up in the bailout anymore. I hope the others launch soon, or they're going to miss this elevator ride up. Within 10 minutes, I climb 3,000 feet and get to the bottom of the large convergence cloud right above launch that's been growing for the last hour. But the lift doesn't feel like cloud suck, and I could hang out here and wait for the others to join me. But they don't seem to be going up fast, and my hands are already cold even with the bar mitts, so I decide to leave. The road below, called Blue Ridge Road, is right over the crest of the Vaca Mountains. They are the easternmost of the coast ranges in north-central California, bordering the Sacramento or Central Valley to their east. The beautiful vista of the spring green hills, seen through the veil of clouds above, has me spellbound. There's another growing cloud just north, so I head to it, take a few turns, and maintain 6,000 feet going past. The ridge crest below is about 2,500 feet high, but it drops low at the Puta Creek Canyon ahead, so I want to maintain altitude before crossing it. Approaching the canyon, I spot the massive Monticello Dam holding back the waters of Lake Berryessa. The dam is named after an old town that had to be abandoned when the dam was built in 1958. I have been to the Cold Canyon Natural Reserve and Lake Solano County Park for bird watching several times in the past few years. Back then, I had looked up at the soaring birds and wished to join them someday. So this flight is truly a dream come true. As expected, there is no lift in the canyon, and without any tailwind to extend my glide ratio, I get low reaching the other side. Scratching this unnamed ridge low at 1,800 feet is a bit stressful because I don't know the landing options nearby and the highway is quite far away. There is some lee side turbulence and the thermal bubbles are definitely drifting to the east, away from the ridge. I'm still not in the convergence zone, which is further east over the flats, but as a mountain pilot, I feel uncomfortable leaving the higher terrain. After a few broken climbs, I eventually managed to connect to a good one and make it to 5,000 feet. I'm coming up on the Kapai Valley here, which is a small valley with a few farming towns along State Route 16. The name comes from the Winton Native American language meaning stream, referring to Cache Creek, which flows through the valley. The Yocha Dehe Winton Nation owns and operates the Cache Creek Casino Resort below. This is another decision-making moment. Should I turn west and follow the Schweitzer Hills, or straight north over the Kapai Hills, or further east? I think the several mile long convergence cloud east of the hills is the best bet for fast progress, as per the forecast. And that's also closer to the plan. It would make it easier to land by Highway 5. It's been a slow flight so far, just 22 miles in 2 hours, but I can now fly fast in the convergence and make up for that. My fingers are getting numb at 6,500 feet. I just need to push through for a few more miles. It's a beautiful view of the valleys and hills from high up in these friendly flying conditions. "10 miles fly by pretty quickly in the Convergence. As I near the end of the Convergence cloud, lift turns to sink, but it's a welcome relief to feel some warmth again. It's pretty clear that it will be hard to go back west to the hills with the lack of paved roads, and the clouds don't look great in the valley ahead. So I stay the course. I can see the town of Arbuckle within reach. It's a mid-sized farming town right along the I-5 that was settled all the way back in 1875 when the California Railroad was being constructed. There isn't any solid lift, but I am happy with my flight so far. So I start looking for a nice big field that is not covered in almond trees or other crops. I see one patch that seems to be unfenced and by a road, though there could be a locked gate somewhere. The elevation here is under 200 feet. It's always surprising to me how low the Central Valley sits. The wind is from the east and stronger than I expected, making for an easy, slow landing. That was about 42 miles in almost 3 hours. I have some time to relax and pack up as the retrieve vehicle picks up the others first. It's nice to see the almond trees weighed down by a good harvest. What a great end to a pleasant hang gliding adventure.